Welcome to Real Estate Riches, where Kathy Byrnes empowers realtors to achieve the success they've always dreamed of. Starting her career at 55, Kathy built a thriving business that offers the freedom of time and financial independence. And now she's sharing her journey to help others do the same. Whether new to the industry or looking to level up, this channel is your hub for proven strategies, inspiring stories, and the tools you need to grow your real estate business. Join Kathy each week to explore global opportunities, successful systems, and expert insights to take your career to the next level. Get comfortable, pick a video, and start learning. Your journey to success starts now.
Hey everybody, it's Kathy Byrnes with Real Estate Riches, and I'm here today with Jennifer Piet.
Hi.
How are you, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, frazzled. We just started this podcast where I forgot to record, and I'm going to be perfectly transparent. It's okay to make mistakes in real estate, just not big ones.
Right. So how about you? How you bounce back, right?
We bounce back. Okay, so you want to give a little background on you so we know who you are?
Sure. Jennifer Piet. I'm a broker in Chicago with App Properties. I was born and raised in the northwest suburbs, and I grew up in the world of real estate. My dad was grooming me basically since I was born when he had his own franchise and helping him with his rentals and his rehabs and flips and open houses, screening tenants, you name it, he had me doing it. Painting walls, tearing down wallpaper, all before I had a driver's license, basically.
Yeah.
And then I transitioned into becoming a broadcast journalist because that was my other passion. I just wanted to tell the story of the people, and I thought it'd be thrilling and exciting, and it was. But I was a news producer. I found that was more of my niche. And after doing that, I realized I miss being with people and helping people one-on-one. So I went back to real estate with my dad, and it's been great. We had a family-run business, and then I let him retire, and I joined App Properties, and I have been doing this for almost 2 decades.
Wow. 20 years on your own in the business?
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrific. So your dad's retired?
My dad's retired. My dad has passed 2 years ago, but he lived a good life.
He would love it. You know, my dad was a commercial builder, and I think there's that connection. I would go on job sites with him, and there's something where you have a love story of things like that because you related that time with your dad. So it was so that's why this career probably made a lot of sense for you, a lot of love story within it.
Yeah, I remember the first few times when I would go on listing appointments with him, and then seeing those listing appointments translate into the people's story and their lives and how beneficial it was helping, just the story of okay, you met these people through church or they're friends of somebody, and the need to sell is sometimes there, and how grateful people are when you help them with that chapter in life. It's so rewarding.
Right. I had a client, I sold him a house probably 9 years ago. Great couple, loved him. She had a Christmas set that she would take out, all those little houses, you know.
Yep.
She would invite me over for Italian dinner at their house so I could see the setup this year. And we would laugh and just stay together. And she called me, about 6 months ago and said, we're going to move back up north to be around the grandkids. And I said, okay. So we start getting it all planned out, and they go up there. They go under contract on a house up north, and he falls. And they take him to the hospital, find out, is he okay? Turns out he had brain cancer, and he died within 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
All the processing of selling that house down here with the grief of what was going on up there, because they stayed up there. And the daughter, and needing people to help her get the house cleaned out because they were hoarders. Oh boy, she wasn't, he was. And I mean, they had, what baseball team is it the Chicago Cubs?
Cubs?
Oh yeah, he was full of Chicago Cubs. I mean, the house was full. And so multiple dumpsters. The point being is she could count on the realtor to go and get the people that were needed to do the job, that weren't going to take advantage of her under that situation. People that she trusted me to trust to go and get it done. And that's one thing that happens a lot in real estate.
And I think you do find yourself, you do go over above and beyond of what some people expect because you understand their need.
Yes. Yes.
And
also,
I feel it always like it's an honor. Like, so I not to sound hokey, but you're like, oh, I'm honored to be a realtor. You could have chosen other people, but also that I know how important this is, and you are trusting me, and I value that. So I'm going to take that trust that you have in me, and not let you down.
Right, right. And we were talking earlier, people don't realize how much is involved in being a realtor. I mean, I have some realtors, they're out there putting all the pine straw in the gardens, they're painting the garages, there's so much that you do above and beyond. Because first of all, we have a win-win situation that we want to happen. We want to be able to sell that house for the highest dollar in the shortest period of time. That's when we get paid. But you want to do it ethically so that and build that relationship so you get repeat and referral business too. To just jump in and do a lousy job, how are you building a career? It's not happening.
No. And then that's the bread and butter of my business is referrals, is just keeping that churning and going because, again, I value my relationships. You value people. I was just with an inspector yesterday. He's like, oh, how was your year? It's been rough. Are you okay? And I was like, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay because, I'm in it for the right reasons. I'm not in there just to slap it together and I'm not watching a deal sheet. It's all about the people.
Right, right. We talked earlier about that you do client appreciations. This is for agents to get nuggets of how to do different things. Tell us about that, especially the Christmas one you did.
Yes. So some of the things that I like to do, because again, a lot of my bread and butter is my sphere, and I like to be involved in the community and host client events. So we did a client event, which is a movie night in the park. And then that was marketed on my Facebook, my Instagram, the community page, my kids' school page, just because that is my sphere. And then probably my favorite was this winter when we did a Santa shop and sip. So we had Santa come at one of my friend's stores, who also she does staging for me and has a wonderful store that has clothing and ornaments, home goods, everything. So my clients got to come shop. We had some champagne and we had Santa and we had a professional photographer and took pictures. So it was a win-win for everybody who came.
Yeah, especially the shop owner too, because they got clients in. Everybody was happy. That was a happy scenario, and that's what you want your clients to feel. Happy.
Yes, especially around the holidays where things can be so stressful. If I can do anything to make my clients happy, and a positive experience, I think that's so important. And some people said, thank you for doing this. She's like, standing in line for Santa can be so tasking and daunting. Yeah. And we set it up so people could come at times. So they knew their time slot to come. So they could come, they could shop too. If there was a little bit of a backup, but not much. I mean, they were just there. Their families had cookies, had champagne, shopped. Pictures done, Christmas card done, shopping check, Do
you use a CRM?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And are you consistent with calling your clients so that you stay in touch? How do you do that?
Yes. So App Properties has a wonderful CRM, a data management system, so that it is already logged in to remind me of who to call and when, whether it's a phone call, an email, a letter, if I want.
That's great. Because I think that's, we get so busy that we think, I don't have time for the calls today. Then it's tomorrow. I don't have time for the calls. And you're just busy, busy, busy. And that's really an important piece, wouldn't you say?
Very much so. And, I think people have already talked about time blocking in the past. I think that is important. If you can just set aside 15 or 20 minutes in the early part of your day, just to think, and sometimes it's just very organic. You're like, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. Absolutely. Happy birthday. How are you? Or following up from 3 weeks ago when you're like, oh, we had that conversation. Are you ready to buy? Ready to sell? Like something very simple. Or, hey, I just saw you put that beautiful plant outside, spreading good cheer to everybody, all throughout the year. Just do it.
Yeah. I do something. I have send out cards. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's an online tool that sends cards through the US mail. So, and you can grab a picture. So like, let's say I saw you at the sip-in shop and you were sitting there with your daughter and you posted that picture and it wasn't you. Let's say it was one of your client or like my client, right? And I took that picture and I sent it on the front of the card and say, I thought you might love to capture this memory because most of us just keep it in our phones. Or a new puppy or a new dog or a graduation, all those things. And you can send out that card. More people keep my cards because of that. And so I just stay top of mind. And it's an app that I do on my phone and it goes US mail. It's a great looking card. It's called Send Out Cards. I'll put the app in.
I'm writing that down.
I'll send you the link. And
yeah,
I have used that since probably 2012. And another thing I do with it is I create a card called I Got a Guy. So I send this out once a month because I don't like giving them my whole vendor sheet because that gives away my whole pocket. I want to be doing it one at a time. So I created this card and it says, I got a guy and a gal too, and that's on the front. They open it up and on the inside left, I'm featuring some vendor that I highly trust and believe in. And then on the right-hand side, I say, this is my monthly card where I feature someone I trust. I'm not paid for this. Here's why I love them, blah, blah, blah. If you don't need this, but you know somebody who do, please share it with them. And if you need something and I don't have it, I got a guy who's got a guy. So you can count on me. So I'm known as Kathy's got a guy. And I love that. And I do those cards once a month. And it might cost me a couple $100 because I'm cherry picking who I'm sending it to. But also, I always send that card to that vendor because who are they going to refer things to if I'm giving them business?
Right.
It works out very good. I'm in a networking group, BNI. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Okay.
So it's a networking group where it's industry exclusive, only one realtor, one thing. So when you feature somebody and you're a realtor and you feature them to your audience, they love you and they'll give you business.
Yeah.
That helps me a lot. And it's helped me through the years, a big deal. So we talked a little bit about AI and you're dipping your toes in, right?
Right. Dipping my toes in the water, using it for my realtor write-ups. So whether it's for my brochures or putting it in, the MLS on the internet. And as mentioned before, I felt awful doing it as a journalist. Yeah, I used to pride myself on my remarks, but it does simplify things and you can find good little nuggets as to how to judge your writing. And anything this day and age to help simplify or give me some extra time is beneficial.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was just telling you that I signed up for this program. It's Huzi, HUZI.ai. But the gal who I took the course from, where I was learning about what she had enhanced it with, her name is Carrie Sove, and she had it so it was she did all the work to set up all the processes. That's the part that's hard, right? I don't want to figure out the program. I don't want to figure out the process. Just do it. Tell me what I got to pay you and we're out. And it's only $99 a month. So I was really excited when I saw all the things that it could do. It can integrate with my CRM by me just talking into it. In the future, it doesn't integrate with every CRM, but that's coming. They're hoping to integrate it with like SkySlope to be able to do the forms. But what it does is like if you just left an appointment and you've got it on your phone and you just give all the details of who your client was you just walked away from, including the dog's name, the cat's name, and you want to integrate it with your calendar so that it goes into your CRM and now it's in your calendar for your next appointment and remind you to call them to remind them about the appointment or whatever. It does all of that where you'd be running back to the office, getting all this typed in so they're hoping you don't forget and frazzled because you're going 90 miles an hour, where this is just, you get to the office and it's done. I love this kind of stuff. And we have to be paying attention to AI because it will replace the realtors who are not doing it. I'll be able to blow them right out of the water. And it's, even as old as I am, I'll be able to blow them away.
Well, and I think you made a good point. It's kind of like it's those details, and my dad always said the devil's in the details. Yes. So those little things that are going to set a realtor apart, remembering the dog's names, the kids' names, bringing a gift for the dog when you're there, just showing people that you do care. And, the worst thing I think is like, shoot, I forgot, you're like, oh, dang it. And you knew it. And putting that into my phone and having it there, even the day before will be amazing to make sure got the dog treat and who is everybody. Also, it's going to remind us of the why. Why are we doing this? Why do they need to sell? What is the why? Because that's the big motivation in everything.
Yes.
So
instead of having to go back and
why.
review so much, it's just right in front of me. I can review it, but it's right in my fingertips. And that's what that system does. And if you're sharp at systems, you can go create your own workflows, I think they're called. I don't have time for that. I got too much going on in this stage of the game. So somebody else wants to dive in and make that their hobby. She's probably going to make a fortune selling that because she is going to do that, right? And it's all these different companies. She's with EXP, I'm with EXP, but it didn't matter because I heard Remax and Coldwell Banker and all the different companies. And I'm thinking, these are the agents that are going to excel, especially the ones that are tepid about AI, because they're not recognizing that this is bigger than the car, bigger than the internet. This is world transforming, and it's transforming at lightning speed. I can't keep up. And I'm possessed.
Have you seen the ones that can do the social post for you?
Oh yeah.
Like it's a talking head. That's not even me.
Yeah. And it's your voice.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, and they're getting better and better. Well, it's actually kind of in that respect, like I follow this one gal, Barbara, I forget her last name. She's into holistic food and healing and different things like that. Well, I kept seeing her on TikTok. And I'm thinking, that's not you. That wouldn't even be something you would promote. So somebody's already cloned that image using her voice and trying to promote other products. So we have to pay attention. And and that is an important thing with with chat. I see an answer and I'll question it. I'll say, what was your source, you rascal? And it'll tell me, maybe it was a blog. I was trying to get some pertinent information about our area, and I said, I know that's not right. I said, where'd you get that from? What's your source? And it was different blogs. And I go, that's not valid sources. So now I've learned, and that's part of the skill, is to learn how to teach it who it is, because it is a machine that's just following your guidance. So you got to tell it what to do. Yeah. Like when you want to do a post, you want it to be SEO, the top of the field in SEO to write something. For example, I'll take a video, like not my podcast, but I'll do training videos for realtors. I'll take that video, I'll go into ChatGPT. I created a chat where she's Betty the blogger, and I'll say, Betty, I want you to speak like I talk, which you'll see I'm going to bring you the transcript from my video. So you're going to see my style, but I want you to clean me up. Create a blog, and I want you to make it all SEO within there. You're a top SEO expert, and I want you to have a call to action at the bottom. One call to action is that they go directly to a link right to that video on my YouTube, and I'll give you the link. And then the next one is a link to the channel. And the third one is a link to book a strategy call with me. So there's 3 call to actions in that from a video that I do on training. So then I say, Betty, are you ready? And she'll say yes. And I'll say, okay, here's the transcript. And she creates the whole thing. And I usually say I want it about no more than a 4-minute read. So make it, because I put it in LinkedIn. So I copy that. I put it in LinkedIn. I usually take the thumbnail that my people have created for YouTube for that video, and I put it in my LinkedIn picture, and I'll do it as an article, not a post. And I will ask Betty, I said, part 2 is make me a summary of that article so that I can do it for the post, because every article in LinkedIn requires that it become a post. And so you need a
Okay.
summary of it. And then I said, now, and give me quality SEO hashtags for that. And I said, and then now keep it at 2,200 characters for Instagram. So I'll put it over there. And so I can reuse a single video that I've done, which is on YouTube, where I'm training somebody. Now I put it over in my own website because it became a blog with call to actions going back to
My.
my YouTube, in LinkedIn as an article and post, because not everybody reads the article, but they may read the post to decide if they want to read the article. And when I do an article in LinkedIn, LinkedIn says, you want to share it with some groups? I go, I sure do.
Yeah.
And so I go share it over there, and I take that summary, put it in there in the link, and it goes out to groups. So, and then the video I put in TikTok. So one piece. And because I figured out the system through ChatGPT, all those different posts can happen in max 20 minutes.
No way. 20 minutes?
Yes. Because she creates it all. I told her the formula.
Yeah.
And the formula works. And as a matter of fact, LinkedIn likes it so much, they invite me all the time to make comments on different articles that people have written. And if I do at least 3 a month, they will make me like a top authority on certain subjects, which makes them want to push me out to more people.
Got it.
Love that.
You're amazing. Yes, I mean, okay, that's just a little mind blowing right there. I gotta get on that.
I'm telling you, I do it. I have to be careful when I explain stuff to people because I'm so passionate about it that I blow them away because they're not doing anything like what I'm doing. And the truth is, if we are not visible, we are invisible in 2025 and beyond. We have got to be, and we got to be exceptional, and we have to be current. And that's another thing that ChatGPT can do, is teach us what it can go through. You could say, go through YouTube, do an analysis on YouTube for me and tell me what are people looking for that are buyers and sellers in my area that you see are top search things in YouTube, because they're searching in YouTube and they're searching in Google. Pinterest is another place that people search like crazy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So you can just say to chat, if you have the paid version, go into these different categories, tell me key things that people are searching, and now then give me content, what I want to write about that people are searching for right now in my area. That's how cool it is. I know.
That is so cool.
I know. It's very exciting.
And the fact that it already knows how to, if you ask it for the top SEOs, so that it's already getting it for you.
Well, I'll tell them go into YouTube and it'll scan YouTube. Like I can tell it to go, if I want to know a book, I'll say like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I said, could you give me the top highlights of Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Boom, nanosecond. So, or whatever book it is that I've been hearing that's the new book I need to know to be smarter. I'm not reading the whole thing because most of them have a lot of fluff. Give me the meat. Give it to me in the meat. And you can even have it talk to you and play it out to you and read it to you. I just love it.
Yeah, I was listening to another podcast from somebody of a high producing, well, it was just what top professionals do. And one of their nuggets was to go ahead and get the 10 bullet points from some of the top books.
Yep. And you can do that in a nanosecond with ChatGPT. So you don't even have to buy the books. I listen to Audible books all the time, and I listen at 1.5 speed. As you can tell, I don't slow down. But when I found out that I could do that with the book, I said, just give me the highlights. And boom, I'm like, that works. That works so good. And you know what? That's content too.
Oh, yeah.
It's great content. Want to succeed in your business so you can afford a bigger price house? Here's some tips,
Right.
You never know. All right. Any other nuggets you want to share with us?
I would say I would just share about being authentic.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're sharing, just to be authentic to your people, to be your sphere, and news they can use, right? That everyone is essentially egocentric in a way. So if I can't give them any information that's beneficial or helpful to them, people seem not to care. Yeah,
very true. I love that one. Well, thanks so much, Jennifer. I loved having you on here. I probably talk 50% of the time.
You're very interesting, ChatGPT. It's blowing me away, and I'm going to do more.
Yeah. Be sure and pay for it. A lot of people don't. And you'll say, well, I won't use it enough. That's when you pay for it, you'll use it more. It's only $20. So it's worth it. Yeah. And then and the app that you want is not just any app. This is very important. When you get it, it's got a black background and it's white. Let me see where mine is on here. See if I can even show it. No, it's not going to. There it is right there.
Oh, I see it. Yep. Okay. Yep.
So, that's the one, because there's a lot of copycats and they're not the same. And what's beautiful about that is you could just have a conversation. They just added a new feature where you can add a camera to it. So you open it up, it starts talking, and you turn on your camera and it goes, Kathy, where are you? It looks like you're in a house. I'll say, yes, I'm previewing this house. I want you to take video. I'll be walking around. I'd like you to describe it for my people. That's unique.
Wow.
You save it, and now you put that on Instagram or whatever, and it's say, guess what I'm doing today? My phone is giving you your virtual tour. And so it's different. That's the other thing, be different.
Well, I also think that technology is huge, right? Obviously. So you cannot be a dinosaur in real estate. Like, you need to be ahead with the cutting edge of technology and marketing, because everybody is online, right? They are there. So you got to be there. And I've had clients that say, I chose you because you're online.
Yes, me too. I agree. It's so true. Well, thanks so much, Jennifer. I loved it.
You're welcome.
And I look forward to staying connected.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Kathy, so much.
Thank you. Take care.
All right.
So thanks for joining me on this episode of Real Estate Riches. Wasn't that great? I'm sure you got a nugget or two. I know I did. So if you liked it, please subscribe below, share it with everybody, make some comments. We really find that invaluable. And if you're thinking that you would love to talk about this a little bit more, let's schedule a business strategy call. I'll have the link below. And let's see if we can't mastermind together and see if we can empower each other. That would be great. So until next time, signing off. Hope to see you on the next one.